And another thing is practice paper. In the general supplies closet, there is a ton of newsprint. It's, you know, the cheap, really thin, kind of grayish newsprint paper. That is great paper for practice paper. And really any grades, K through 6, would benefit from the practice because, you know, give them, you know, after you've talked about your lesson, it's something that you can give to them before they get their final paper, because they can use it to practice or, you know, work out their ideas, you know, how they want to lay out their project, you know, what kind of figure they're going to use, what animal, what they're going to draw, how are they going to, you know, do their lines, that kind of thing. You know, give them a couple of pieces, and it's great for them to kind of just work that out. And that way also, if they want to take something home, because a lot of kids will be like, I really want to take something home today, I want to show this to my parents. The practice paper is great for that because they can't take home their final project. They keep those at school, and then we use those later for the art showcase. So practice paper. So anyhow, on the day of your lesson, it's good to arrive at school about 15-20 minutes before your lesson time. You can go to the closets and gather up your art materials, and then check out the lesson packet. Now the lesson packet, just a moment. So the lesson packets. So when you get to the art docent closet, on the shelf right there against the wall will be a whole bunch of these lesson packets, okay? Each one of these packets, well, I should say, each grade has 6 to 8 lessons that are just specifically for that grade. Each lesson has its own packet. So one packet does not contain everything for the whole grade. It's just that lesson. So here's the packet, and in this one, you know, you've got your lesson booklet, and this has the text of what, you know, you will talk about. It's got the, this is what you will be able to download from the website and practice on at home and write your notes on and that kind of thing. So this is the actual true lesson packet that you'll have. And then there's also a CD. So there is a sign-up sheet right next to the calendar in the art docent closet. Please do not forget to sign out. Check out and sign out your packet that you checked out. And you know, once again, I can't really police this. This is completely honor system, and I will trust that everybody, as a good honest adult, will check it out, and then when you're done with it, check it back in. I've got dividers there for each grade, so you know exactly where to stick it. They're not in any order other than by grade, so put it back with the right grade. So people don't just, you know, stick it in there, because then people will be looking for it, and there's only the one copy of each lesson. So make sure you please check it back in. Some lessons have more than just, you know, more than just the lesson booklet and the CD. Like this one here, this is a 3rd grade one, The Principles of Perspective. This one also has, you know, some of the lessons have a manila folder inside with other extras in it. Sometimes it's templates, you know, samples of something you could photocopy and then give to the kids to base their work on. There's all kinds of stuff. So if it's got a manila folder, and it does have on the bottom of the manila folder, it says right here, you know, this is vanishing point, so you know that it goes with this lesson. So make sure when at the end of the lesson you get your packet back together the way it should be. So anyhow, so you've got your materials and you've checked out the lesson packet. You know, you wrote it all out on the checkout sheet. So you go to your classroom and you set up. The teacher may still be teaching, so just keep a low profile and just, you know, kind of go about your business and start setting up, you know, stack the paper and get the paint cups ready or whatever you're doing. And also when you're in the art docent closet, I know people are going in and out of there, docents are going in and out of there. Sometimes it can be noisy and everyone's chattering and stuff. Diane Davenport, the library, has kindly asked if, you know, we could be a little bit more aware of that, especially when she has a class going on right in that little reading niche, because she said it can be really disruptive when the doors are opening and closing and people are talking loudly and she's there to, you know, reading to, you know, kindergarten class or something. Okay, so now you're in the classroom. So to begin, you know, the lesson, you know, the teacher will usually have a transition period. She'll have them sit on the ground or at their desk, and So you'll take the CD, you know, take it out of the case, and you put it into their hard drive, and you know, they'll usually kind of get that set up for you, and then it'll show up on the smart board, the white special board that's in every classroom at school. And it's, you know, what's on here are the PowerPoint lessons. I mean, I'm sorry, the PowerPoint slideshows that go with each lesson. It's just PowerPoint. It doesn't show the lesson at all. It's just the PowerPoint. So once the first slide is up, usually I believe it's the space bar or any key I think you can use really to make it go from slide to slide. And you might want to dim the lights that are right in front of the smart board so that the slides on the board will show up better to the kids, especially the colors and the details. And then, you know, you can use, as you're teaching the lesson, you know, if you didn't really do any kind of special research, didn't download it, that kind of a thing, just use the lesson packet, you know, and talk about, you know, the way that these lessons are done. You know, they're great. That's one of the reasons we got this new curriculum is you don't have to be an expert to be an art docent. You know, it gives you a real step-by-step, you know, guide through this. It talks about the concepts that you're going to be teaching that day. And then, you know, if you're wondering, like, where do I begin? Well, it tells you art lesson begins here. Every lesson has that, so you know exactly where to start. And so, you know, like this one. So tell students about the art. And as you can see, you know, there are a lot of points. So what you can do, you know, like I said before, you could, you know, if you download it and practice this, talk about certain points. You don't have to, you know, if you start reading to the kids, you know, if you're just like, Aborigines are the native people of Australia. They have lived in Australia for more than 40,000 years. Some archaeologists say that there's evidence that the Aborigines have lived there even up to 60,000 years ago. I mean, if you read like that in the class, guaranteed, the kids, K through 6, doesn't matter what grade, they'll be bored because you're just reading to them. So it really is a great idea if you could download it. If you don't know how to download or whatever, you could always come to school and check it out and photocopy it, you know, in the office, and then check the packet back in. But it is a really good idea to practice a little bit, just so you're a little bit familiar with it. And then the way the lesson is, so, you know, with each lesson point, it shows you which slide kind of goes with that. But, you know, it doesn't have to be completely exactly. You know, this is not rocket science. You can kind of